Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, calls for Ingraham to say whether he will return to politics. A mother addressing gruesome crime pics that make the rounds on social media. And what's happening with developments in Grand Bahama. Topping news tonight. Some call him Papa, and that speculation continues to swirl over whether or not former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham will make a return to frontline politics. Democratic National Alliance leader Bran McCartney is calling on him to come forward and stop playing games. The Free National Movement has been going through a leadership struggle since Ingraham resigned in 2012. But now that the party is scheduled to hold a convention next month, Ingram's name has been thrown into the mix. McCartney says Ingraham should stop fueling speculation.
The former Prime Minister had an opportunity yesterday, when questioned as to whether or not he's coming back, to answer it. Yes or no. He did not answer. To me, it seems as if he's playing games.
F&M Senator Dr. Dwayne Sands has already come out saying he will seek the post of deputy leader once again, and Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner, he said, will challenge Minnis for leader. Earlier this week, when asked if he will make a return, Ingraham said if he has an announcement, he will make it. McCartney said although the DNA would welcome Ingraham back into politics, expressing confidence they would defeat the F&M no matter what, McCartney said ultimately it's time for a new leadership and Ingraham should stay in retirement.
He don't need to come back. He's done what he had to do. He's done his best. He's run his course. And he's retired. You ought to stay in that position.
Police tonight investigating several homicides that occurred in the capital. On Friday evening, just before 4, a man was standing in front of a yard on Hampton Street off Montrose Avenue when two men pulled up in a silver Honda vehicle and shot him before speeding off. He was rushed to hospital where he died a short while later. Family members have identified him as Dion Fitzgerald, also known as Rara. And then just this morning, just before 7, a man's body was found in a parking lot on Elizabeth Avenue. When police arrived, it was discovered that he had been stabbed.
Based on our preliminary inquiries thus far, we are very pleased to say that we are making some steady progress, some significant progress with respect to this matter. We are on cue, and as we speak, we still have officers on the ground in this general area. I also want to say to owners and operators of these nightclubs that they have an obligation, and for the security of the customers who visit, and not to try to hide crime and not to try to breach the law. And I just want to say to the owners and operators that we will be checking the clubs to ensure that you operate within the law.
At the moment, do police have a motive for this killing?
No, we don't have a motive at this time, but we are still probing that to find out exactly what the motive is. But we are still probing, and that's a line of inquiry that we are actively following at this time.
Anyone in custody?
Yes, sir, we have 3 male employees at this time, and then we have 2 additional individuals who may have been customers in that establishment during the time, adult male and an adult female.
Looking at the clothes by order of Commissioner signed here, the plywood, police did all of this?
Yes, we did that. I pretty much put it up myself with the wood, and you could see that the clothes by order of the Commissioner of Police, and that seal, sign, and deliver.
What would happen if someone were to try and remove the plywood and the sign?
Well, you will see them downtown Nassau Street Magistrate Court.
Investigations into both matters are ongoing. Well, the mother of a woman who was murdered last year is calling for an end to what she terms is the disgusting practice of sharing murder scene photos. Levita Thurston, whose daughter Georgette Rabbing was gunned down last May, says seeing gruesome photos of a loved one shot or stabbed to death only adds to the pain.
When you see it on WhatsApp and Facebook and people just keep sending the same pictures over and over, you know, people is like, they just be right on the scene waiting for somebody to just get killed, and then they take the pictures and record, and then they cursing, well, this and that, and they start saying the bad things right away.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean made similar comments last year. Dean said police were aware of the trend and planned on clamping down on it by prosecuting those found in breach of the law. Within minutes of someone being gunned down, pictures and video of the deceased just as they pass quickly make the rounds on social media, mostly WhatsApp. But Thurston says oftentimes the memory of seeing the mutilated body can never be erased.
I can imagine how a mother feels to see her child on the ground like a dog, and then the messages, the voice notes come behind.
Well, we hear all the time about rewards for reporting crimes that lead to a conviction, but we've never really gotten to see the people behind that initiative here in the Bahamas. They're a part of Crime Stoppers Bahamas, the group spearheading the anonymous tip hotline where crimes are reported. Peter Muscroft is the treasurer and one of the directors.
The reward levels are deliberately on the lower side because, we don't want people using Crime Stoppers as a source of income. We want people to do the right thing.
So just how much money would one get if they were to give information that could possibly lead to a conviction?
We do appreciate that the information that they give us, and if it does result in a conviction, and we're satisfied that that information was the information that the police needed, then rewards will vary from $100 with an absolute maximum of $1,000.
Crime Stoppers has launched a nationwide campaign spreading awareness of the organization, which is non-governmental and has the call center station in Miami and Canada, which means when one calls to give information on crime, their identity remains anonymous and out of the Bahamas. Crime Stoppers Director Marissa Away said because the organization is in fact funded by the government, it could use a bit of assistance from corporate Bahamas.
It's not just about solving crime, it's also about stopping crime. So we would like to do programs in the schools, we would like to do programs, with the public, at fairs and so forth, going out, make public awareness and stuff. We're developing an app for crime, and with that it takes funds, and therefore it was going quite slow because, like I said, there's no funds, so it's very limited in what we can do. We also need money for rewards, because the program is based on the fact that people can request a reward if they call in an anonymous tip, and that assists the police in resolving crime. So
the beauty of this Crime Stoppers is it doesn't just relate to the large crimes, it relates to small crimes as well. Because petty crimes really was taking over the country right now, not just murder. And so with Crime Stoppers, if you're afraid to call the police because you know something that's happening in your neighborhood, maybe just drugs or petty theft with vehicles and stuff like that, and you don't want your name to be given to the police or anything, the best thing to do is call Crime Stoppers, because then they don't ask you your name, number, anything.